He's like, oh my god, all I do is watch YouTube.
So we're gonna head to the Rayne Frog Festival, and the guys I'm staying with are the coolest people ever. They've invited me to come with them, and they've all got, check it out. They're all painted up.
Yeah. Well, you said frog. We're gonna do this. Yeah.
If you're gonna do it, do it right.
Do this right.
Exactly.
Right. I don't have a frog song yet, but we're gonna make one, and we're gonna do this out there. So sure, why not? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there's one right there.
That was the frog's legs. The front side of the frog's face on it. I missed it.
We're in the town of Rayne.
The town of Rayne.
Rayne is famous for painting frogs on all their stuff.
So it's like shrimp in New Orleans.
That's a frog right there.
Hey, I need some.
All right, for your video sakes,
Yeah.
should we do like...
So we just made a little stop to check out this city sign for Rayne and the giant frog. That is awesome. We got some music.
On passait les honky tonk, rendez-les dans la montagne, où après, express le soir, j'ai passé dans la partenariat. Woo!
I said,
Hey, why is the water red? I want to go to the museum.
I've done a lot.
We can do it after.
With my feet.
I told this little guy that in 10 years or 20 years, he's not going to remember yesterday or tomorrow, but he's going to remember going to the Rayne Frog Festival. And what did you say to me?
I said I wouldn't remember anything.
He said he's not going to remember it because it's stupid.
It is.
I think this kid's smarter than he looks. So can we talk about frogs a little bit? I mean, yeah, frogs.
drugs.
Frogs.
Oh, frogs. Oh, in here. Oh, we got all kinds, right?
The big one.
Okay, so you know how the Inuits have many words for snow?
Yeah.
Here in South Louisiana, we have many words for frog. When you're traveling around in rain, you gotta get it, right? The French people have no idea. They say the grenouille, the grenouille. We got all kinds. We got the petite frog, the middle-sized frog, the big frog, and the frog that'll eat you alive.
So I believe we're approaching the entrance to the festival. So all these people are here for the festival? Wow. I expected, a few hundred people, but this is...
Happy Frog Festival! Let's go! 2000.
Guys, just an update. I came out here so that you can hear me. I'm in the parking area. The music's fantastic, but I can't really talk in there. So what's happening is apparently there's music until about, 9 or 9:15, and then I'll have maybe 15 minutes where they're tearing down for the next band, and that's when I'll be able to do the little performance that I have prepared. So looking forward to that. But right now I'm gonna go back in, have some fun. Everybody here is so excited and awesome. I mean, I really love the people in Louisiana. Thank you guys so much. I'll stick around for one song and TV next one time. Hello YouTube, you're watching Daily Dinkus. Today is National Limerick Day. At midnight on the 13th of May, it becomes National Frog Jumping Day, which is why I'm here at the Rayne Frog Festival to perform some frog limericks. Here we go. Sorry, there's a frog in my throat. All right, limerick number 1. Jimmy, a show-loving frog, saw the Simpsons one night at the Bog. It's a local pub. Bart dissected a toad, then one died in the road. prompting Jimmy to fall off his log. And speaking of logs, there once was a froggy named Cass, a famously clumsy lass. On a log in the river, she got a huge sliver right on the back of her leg. And speaking of legs, there once was a frog named Lance who practiced an odd belly dance. By the way, it's National Belly Dance Day as well. Though it's keeping me fit, he said, I'm gonna quit because it looks like there's ants in my pants. And speaking of hobbies, there was also a frog named Blake who taught his owner to bake. He said flour and eggs, but not froggy legs, will make a wonderful cake. And speaking of food, one day a toad on a romp wandered on down to the swamp. He said to a fly, now prepare to die, before gulping him down with a chomp. How are you liking these?
I think they're quite funny.
Are they as bad as I think? All right. Speaking of death, a sickly green frog named Phil once found a little blue pill, which brought him to life and excited his wife before ending his days with a thrill. And speaking of thrills, a frog on the 12th of May, Women's Hurricane Liberation Day, said, a storm with my name? Well, I'm really quite tame, so I'm flattered by Hurricane K. And speaking of laws, a frog found a law against spitting, but thought that the sign said no sitting. He said, I'm not a jerk, but that really won't work, especially not when I'm pooping. And speaking of poop, a frog was once heard to say on National Nutty Fudge Day, well, I don't mind fudge, but my colon will judge if those nuts will cause pain on their way out. And speaking of nuts, there once was a froggy named Rick who was foreign and spoke with a tick. He said, poop? Mine's a gummy. Pain is in my tummy. These insects are making me sick. And speaking of insects, a well-meaning froggy named Muggs explained one day between hugs, today is Fair Trade Day, so we'll follow, I pray, sustainable farming of bugs. And by the way, I think it's a national hug holiday, which is why I worked that in to that limerick. And speaking of trade, a frog in need of some cash for a nurse to look at a rash promptly hosted a sale, but the sale was a fail because all he would sell was his trash. And speaking of stress, a stressed out froggy named Ray went off to a church to pray. God said, life can be taxing. I'm glad you're relaxing. Today's hypertension day. And speaking of relaxation, on her very first trip to the beach, Froggy Ann took a train to the Reach in Key West. She came home with a burn, a desire to learn, and a valuable lesson to teach about the sun. And speaking of lessons, there once was a froggy named Putty who liked to go out and get muddy. One day he came back and got stuck in a crack, so he had to get help from a buddy. And speaking of friends, a Canadian lad named Payne who went to the Frog Fest in Rayne. Well, he had such a blast, and these memories last, that his laughter was causing him pain. Yes, this festival is the best, well worth a drive to the west from New Orleans. And speaking of fun, well, I'm having a ton, and I'm happy to see so are the rest. And that's it, everyone. Thanks for listening. I'm Daily Dinkus. You're watching YouTube. So it's getting pretty late. I'm still wandering around the fairgrounds, dressed like this, interacting with people. It's a lot of fun. But I think I've had almost enough frogginess for the day. I'm getting tired. Went from froggy to groggy. Maybe one more pass through and then I'm gonna head home. Good night. Happy Frog Day. Hope you enjoyed the day. maybe composed a limerick or two. I'm out. You're watching Daily Dinkus. Till next time, happy Froggy Day.
You know what the difference between doggy style and froggy style is?
No.
My daddy would tell you this. Doggy style is very nice, but froggy style is the exact same thing without all the sniffing and the licking.
He's not really.